Welcome everyone. I'm Lottie Starshot, your local magical girl with the slight gotcha addiction. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today I will be playing the demo for Chromatic Agape, an 18 plus horror otome. Those who wail in the depths of despair, what do they share in common? You play as Seb, a soon-to-be medical graduate who takes a plunge into their childhood hobby, a painting filled with heroes and villains. I did look at the itch.io page a bit before starting playing the game, and I am attracted to Rosario and Yulin. Those are the two characters that I am very excited to meet. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here is the starting screen. You can kind of see, looks like a paint bucket. I think that's like a box to sit on. Something broken. I can't tell what that is at the bottom. Oh, it's a paintbrush. We see a canvas. And on the side, I gotta move slightly so you can see it, but it's like the painting with like the different fairies, or I'm assuming these are like the love interests. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Those who wail in the depths of despair, what do they share in common? It appears they've all erected a shrine in memory of the past, releasing their screams of anguish in the name of worship. Pray tell, where does the genesis of happiness lie? If all that serves as our lifelines, ushering ever-existent souls to a new world, is laminate, what will it be? That which beckons us to cease our religious adherence to fate, to seize control, even in the face of hopelessness. My dearest blank, please guide me. Show me how to stay beside you. Give me the courage to go the lengths no hero would ever go. Bestow your favor upon me, so I can follow the river of death downstream alongside you. Oh. Who is it? Who is pleading for my attention so gently? It's too late for my confession, isn't it? It's never too late. The beauty of your silent refusal makes it almost painless. Oh wait, don't cry. I feel so bad already. The creases next to his eyes deepen further as he gazes at me. Tears flow freely down his face, tracing uneven paths akin to the trembling in his voice. Is this a dream? Why is he showing such a pained smile? His solemn gaze pierces through me, and it's as if the barrier between us suddenly dissolves. The wind, relentless against my skin, no longer leaves me a mere specter in this moment. The calluses of his fingertips graze mine, his palm firmly pressing against my gloves. Yet, any attempt to generate a semblance of heat is thwarted by the breeze that gently sways the surrounding greenery. When was the last time anyone held my hand like this? The painting needs you. You must show me the key to the door, so we can be freed from the chains of despair. Well, that hurt. Okay, what a start. Ugh, where am I? Feels like I just had the weirdest dream. But then again, what should I expect? It's been ages since I had a decent night's sleep. Grade school, maybe? No, even earlier than that. My parents had enrolled me in after-school lessons by then. It's this late, huh? I suppose the hospital shifts tired me out more than I expected. Who knows how exhausting my schedule is going to get once I officially become a resident. Look at this mess. Just a couple of hours of shut-eye and the whole desk is cluttered already. I can't afford another lecture from my parents, especially right before their graduation party, or as they insist on calling it, the commencement ceremony. They've always been sticklers for names. I like to imagine they're eagerly awaiting the moment they can address me as doctor. It's been a lifelong dream of the family after all. Anyways, time to make sure nothing is amiss. Every document must be perfectly in place. Ooh, okay, so we can create ourselves. Alright, so female, she, her. Ah, that's fine. Skin tone is what they have. Ooh, okay. I'm liking the options. I think this is good. Eye color. Can play around with that. Looks like they have some heterochromia, but only specific colors, which is interesting to see. I think I'll stick with a black eye color. Can we? Ooh, we can change the name. Okay. There we go. Hair. Ooh, hairstyles. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so they just have natural colors for the hair. I'm gonna stick to a black color. Ooh. Oh, okay, so some you can combine. What do I want? I kind of like the combination of that. Yeah, I like this combination. I'll stick to this one. Extras. Glasses. Always need my glasses. Ooh, earrings look nice. A bandage. I think I'm fine. They got necklaces. I think I'll stick to something like a dangly necklace. No moles. Triggers. Ooh, okay, so trigger warning. Yeah, can tolerate gore, tolerate sex, sexual violence, bugs, suicide, harm. Yeah, that is perfectly fine. So there am I, looking kind of cute, ready to be a doctor, ready for that stressful life. Let's go ahead. Seems like everything is in order. I might as well finish cleaning up my dorm before sleep tempts me again. What should I focus on cleaning? Ooh, okay. Let's start with our bookshelf. So many books. My parents spared no expense when it comes to purchasing everything our family needed to excel. Perks of being an only child. There are titles on anatomy, physiology, histology, and more. Not to mention the textbooks for residency exams and notes from our clinical sessions. There's that skull they gave me after my first class on anatomical dissection. The scent of formaldehyde lingers on it. I remember spending hours memorizing sutures, foramina, mesuses, and arches. Basically everything someone could think of. Oh, that's a lot of words. I would not be a good doctor. 1 week later, I found out we had to memorize interventions too. I'm not touching those cranial nerve mnemonics ever again. But hey, Mom had so much fun bragging about how I studied for fun to everyone at family gatherings. What should I focus on cleaning? Alright, let's go to our desk next. My trusty personal computer. The object I've cursed countless nights with bloodshot eyes and migraines. The screen glare was unbearable. I even had to get a separate lamp just to save my eyes from being fried. Our dorm has this lights out policy that became quite the hassle during late night study sessions. Still, it's better than staying with my parents. If Dad had his way, I would be going to sleep at midnight and waking up at 4. Alright, next let's do the walls. I'm surprised that those taped paper notes are still hanging on after all these years. There's practically a note for every subject. Charts on glycolysis, gluconeogenesis, and whatever else is. I wish I could add some color to my room too, but it's just not worth the hassle. Besides, my family would have a field day if they knew I was wasting time with anything other than becoming a doctor. At least the sticky notes managed to evade their scrutinizing gaze whenever they came to visit. Interesting. So it seems like so far the dream of being a doctor isn't really what we want 100%. It's something like our parents thrust it upon us, like, hey, being a doctor will be nice and successful. That's all we're gonna pay for your education if you want to be a doctor type. Okay, so I'm interested to see how that plays out in the story. Are we gonna be kind of stressed out? Or are we just gonna not like our job in the end? We're just kind of doing it to please our parents as far as I can see at the moment. Alright, so that's everything. Easy task first. Time to prepare the smaller donation boxes. I think I remember there being some under my bed. I slowly shuffle my way over, squeezing through the narrow bottom space with caution. My hands skim along the side rail, picking up dust particles along the way. Never knew I'd be so grateful for these sweat-wicking gloves. Finally, my fingertips find the rough edges of what seems like a beaten-up cardboard. It feels even more worn out than the other boxes scattered around. With some effort, I tug the box closer, feeling its weight and resist my pull. However, after a bit of struggle, I managed to nudge it past the side rail. Let's see what's hiding in here. Rummaging through the contents, I discover a mishmash of tools and instruments. How on earth did these end up here? The scalpel, dissecting scissors, and forceps from my old surgery practice kit. There's even the propofol injection from the pharmacology lab I knocked myself out with, but it's probably expired by now. Oh no, please tell me that was just a curiosity thing? Now, let's see. A defibrillator? Handy in a pinch, I guess, but who knows how old this relic is. I might as well take the opportunity to replace these old batteries. What's this old stethoscope doing here? I swear I ditched it ages ago. It was useless during cardiology clinics. As I keep shifting through the stuff in the box, I stumble upon something flat. It's got this rough, sturdy feel to it, almost like a piece of linen. I try to pull it out, but it kicks up another cloud of dust, coating my hands. What the hell is this? A painting? Oh, it's from the beginning. Oh, okay. So the guy in the beginning who was crying, I'm assuming that's him right here. And then the other characters I saw on the itch.io page are right here. Interesting, okay. Despite its canvas base, it's clear that colored pencils were used instead of proper paint. The choice of medium suggests either an inexperienced artist persisting with the wrong tools, or perhaps a scarcity of appropriate instruments at the time of its creation. Nevertheless, the subjects immediately seized my attention, despite their simplistic rendering. Several pixie-like characters stand side by side, hands interlocking. The shaky lines and the incomplete coloration give the piece an unfinished, sketch-like charm. Yet, despite the quality of the piece, the characters' youthful faces emit a comforting joy. What the? I haven't seen this in forever. How did this end up here, though? I remember Mom sorting through my boxes when I moved out. There's no way they'll let me keep one of my paintings after all those past arguments. It could distract me from school after all. Oh. Speaking of distractions, what's this half-sketch character doing here? Perhaps it was a mistaken shading, but the ethereal mist surrounding him really sets this pixie apart from the others. His visage, etched with pain, triggers a sense of familiarity that I can't quite place. Perhaps it's related to the eerie presence around him. Look at yourself, brooding all alone while everyone else is having fun without you. At this rate, they're going to completely forget about your existence. Maybe I should finish your drawing so they can't ignore you anymore. Loneliness makes you stand out, not fit in. Dwelling in self-pity won't earn you sympathy from the cheerful crowd over there. Oh, that's kinda hurts. You're only making them more eager to flaunt their sparkling auras in your face. I delicately press my hand against the painting, tracing the contours of a silhouette upon the textured linen canvas. Or perhaps you're trying to grab my attention. You sneaky little villain. Oh, wait, I didn't like that, hold on. I don't like that expression. It was cute at first, but that actually scared the crap out of me. This is gonna haunt my dreams. Whoever drew this in the team of the Chromatic Agape, please know this will haunt my dreams, and I blame you if I get any nightmares. Huh? What's going on? I actually cannot look at that. Is the character really staring at me? Oh, thank God. I guess I'm starting to hallucinate from the tiredness. Why am I even having a conversation with someone from a painting in the first place? Nostalgia must be hitting me harder than I thought. Whatever. I just had to push through the graduation party. It'll all be worth it. My parents will be over the moon. But will you be? They tell me how proud they are, how they couldn't have wished for a better kid. I don't mind sacrificing my old hobbies, my artwork, or anything else. As long as it helps me achieve their dream. Their dream, not our dream, though. My dearest goddess, please guide me. Show me how to stay beside you. It's him again. The painting needs you. You must show me the key to the door, so we can be freed from the chains of despair. The painting. I glance at the canvas once more. There's something about it that draws me in. Perhaps I should examine it more closely. It might offer a clue about who that person was. He'd appeared happy despite tears streaming down his face, so he most likely isn't the sulking character. Is he not? Alright, let's go over each one. Let's do the red pixie. That red color scheme, a fiery character who risks it all to protect their comrades and keep them out of harm's way. But I don't think it's that one. I have to keep searching. Alright, our yellow pixie. The yellow color scheme, an intelligent character who employs their knowledge to navigate tough situations and remain composed for the sake of their team. But I don't think it's that one. I have to keep searching. Alright, our green pixie. The green color scheme, a caring character who showcases their generosity and readily embraces self-love, often looking after everyone's well-being. But I don't think it's that one. I have to keep searching. Alright, our blue pixie. The blue color scheme, a diligent character who exerts their leadership and skillfully negotiates the best outcome for their team. But I don't think it's that one. I have to keep searching. Our purple, favorite color. The purple color scheme, a grandiose character who expresses their appreciation and praise for the team's efforts, validating everyone's contributions. But I don't think it's that one. I have to keep searching. Alright, our last pixie, the pink pixie. That pink color scheme, a kind-hearted character who spreads love and acceptance to everyone, drawing people close with their innate charm. But I don't think it's that one. I have to keep searching. That's all our pixies. That's enough. Prioritizing my graduation is key. Otherwise, there won't be any good news to celebrate. Mom and Dad will be disappointed if things don't meet their expectations. My dearest mom and dad. Disappointing indeed. Such a shame. They're here again. Ooh. Let's not listen to them. Can we ignore them? Is it my fault for simply wanting to be loved? If I'm nothing but my parents' puppet, I'm a useless one now. Oh. I had to carefully calculate and plan every step as I grew up. My only purpose was to be the best of the best. However, when I first picked up that canvas, I realized the truth. There is another feeling inside me that I couldn't kill off, lying dormant beneath the heavy weight of my responsibilities. Blossoming under the light from the canvas, those emotions sprouted and extended their new green shoots, reaching high above, never once wavering. Blossoming under the light from the... Ooh, already read that? Ooh. Even though I had. I once believed that my parents would accept me, even if I strayed from their wishes and dreams. Maybe if I emulated those smiling heroes, those pixie-like creatures which seemed to exude all that I ever wanted. Of course, my hopes never came to fruition. They say even tattoos embedded deep within one's flesh fade away with time. Where are those colors, strokes, and sketches embedded? That they've remained so deep within me. That this memory still acts as my contrapasso, a punishment fit for my sins. A villainous child like me doesn't deserve to. Give me the courage to go the lengths no hero would ever go. Those eyes, where have I seen them before? Bestow your favor upon me, so I can follow the river of death downstream alongside you. Why do you wear such a pained smile? Why do I seem loved and treasured in your eyes? I had a clearer view this time. It's definitely similar to him, isn't it? A half-sketched character, his head looming downwards as if weighed down by a heavy burden from above. Unlike the other vibrant colored pixies, his proportions are only rendered in sketch. He was the only character I couldn't finish at that time. The realization is sobering, like an ice cube slowly making its way down my throat. I feel the flames of embarrassment and shame more intensely than ever. Perhaps it's because I couldn't even complete the one task I secretly aimed to achieve during those childhood days. But then again, seeing his defeated look ignites a warm fire inside me, a similar heat to when I saw the vision of that strange man holding my hand. Maybe I can empathize with his position as the outcast because I've grown accustomed to living in this sense of chaos and duality. We can't both be puppets tied to someone else's will. Might as well turn you into a complete character, so you can stick it to those hero-like pixies. I rummaged through my desk, searching for something to draw with. The sharp end of a pencil pokes at my fingertip, and I quickly seize it, gripping it tightly as I set to work on the canvas. I hope you don't mind if I mess up. It's been quite some time since I've done any artwork. However, I'll do my best to make you the biggest and most beautiful of them all. I focus intently on the sketch, each stroke deliberate and precise. The sound of graphite scratching rough canvas fills the room, creating a comforting rhythm that envelops me. With each stroke, I feel myself becoming more immersed in the task at hand. The friction of the paper beneath the pencil gives me a sense of warmth. It's as if the canvas itself is alive under my touch. When was the last time I had this much fun? I could keep doing this forever. Almost complete. Just had to find something to color him with, and then... Are you there, goddess? It's me. Whose voice was that? Ugh, my head is ringing. Thank you for coming back to me. Who are you? I'm alone. There's no one by my side. Nothing remains. Except for my goddess, Lottie. Oh. Where am I? What's going on? Cascading waterfalls glisten like liquid crystals. Expansive meadows adorned with exotic foliage fill my sight. Each blade of grass seems to glimmer with its own vibrancy. The flowers, wreathed in petals of unfamiliar hues, sway gently with an unseen breeze. Endless rows of verdant, towering trees extend into the distance, their branches reaching skyward in a silent hymn to the heavens. The air is thick with the scent of life and growth, a heady perfume that envelops me in its embrace. That's not even all. On the distant horizon, a majestic rainbow casts an ethereal glow across the sky. It dances with a palpable essence of fantasy and magic, as if every ray whispers secrets of worlds beyond. I think I heard something. Who's there? Before I could finish my sentence, the source of the alarming sounds materializes before me. His towering build, reminiscent of a bear's sturdy frame, is adorned with a moth-like wing. The appendage gives him a striking, mythical presence, akin to that of the pixies from fairy tales. Oh! The back of the hand kiss, bless, thank you. He kneels before me with a grace that belies his stature, gently taking my hands in his own. His touch is electric, sending shivers cascading down my spine as he presses his lips tenderly against my gloves, leaving behind a ghostly imprint of warmth and longing. It's as if the time itself stands still, the world fading away to nothingness. The gaze, it's so familiar. Could it be? It's you, isn't it? The strange man from my vision. You remember me, dearest goddess. Pristine white fur cascades down his neck, while his tight-fitting top accentuates his bulging muscles. His black hair, stylishly tousled with a hint of spiky allure, falls in a way that allows a few strands to delicately veil his face. Though he carries an air of reverence, there's an undeniable ruggedness to his presence, emphasized by the weathered texture of his pale skin and rough, scarred fingers. Yet, amidst these contrasts, there remains an undeniable magnetism, drawing my gaze like a moth to a flame, evoking an aura of intrigue and danger. Are you sure you have the right person? My name is Lottie, not goddess. I could never mistake you. My creator is the most benevolent of them all. She is the generous giver and the kind receiver. She'll share her happiness and take her sorrow for herself. I've been waiting for this day for so long. It's like a miracle come true. To see you in the flesh, right beside me. I spent 20 years apart from you, yet now we stand closer than ever. This is entering some dangerous territory. I need to get away from him. Who knows if he'll do something dangerous? This stranger is looking at me as if I'm an object of worship, but I haven't done anything to warrant his devotion. I swiftly wrench my hand away from him, retreating several steps to widen the distance. He offers no protest in response to my wary actions. Instead, he merely graces me with a soft smile that bellies the tension in the air. I just want to say his arm muscles are bulging, and that is wonderful. How do you know me? You're the charming recipient of my unwavering worship, my goddess. Worship? Indeed, you're the creator who filled me with such bliss and completed me. Your mere presence has sustained me throughout these years. What you've given me surpasses anything I could ever offer or amount to. Okay, be more specific. What creation, what creator, what goddess? The painting, of course. Could it be that you're not? But it's impossible. Your essence is still the same as when you were a child. I find myself oddly drawn to it all. The particular terminology, the enigmatic world, and the lone figure standing in front of me. He's undeniably shady, but the enchanting surroundings seem to cast a spell on him, obstructing my better judgment. Come to think of it, he did mention something familiar. You're talking about my painting, right? The pixie artwork I've been working on until just a few moments ago. So you do remember. How does that have any connection to what you're saying, though? Is this perhaps a test? Just moments ago, you're finishing my sketch and talking about how you make me the biggest and most beautiful. That's enough. You don't need to repeat what I said. So embarrassing. Yet in that case, is he truly the half-sketched pixie from the painting? Well, I do need more information from... His behavior is highly suspicious, making it difficult to trust him. Plus, I'm still not sure why I'm here in the first place. So where are we? Why isn't there anyone else here besides us? Why are you asking? Is my presence not enough? Huh? What are you talking about? Are you unsatisfied with me for some reason? Is that why you're asking for those heroes so early on? Heroes? Is it because of those hideous scars or this torn wing of mine? There are other people here? Yes. I'm a bit worried about the presence of other people. They might be this man's accomplices. Yet, he doesn't seem too keen on them. I can't tell if I'm relieved because I can ask someone else the way back home, or worried that they'll turn out a bit wrong in the head like him. Now that it's come to this, I guess it wouldn't hurt to ask him how to return, too. As much as I like to spend my time frolicking around in a magical painting, I can't miss my graduation, and we're still worried about that, alright. I didn't waste 20-ish years of my life to reach this stage just to mess up the final. Alright, so we got no more questions. His hips! I think I got a fair bit of info from here, though it's nowhere near enough. He seems super obsessive, but I can't figure out why. Context clues! You were studying to be a doctor, right? Context clues! Is it because I'm the person behind the painting? I never finished it until tonight, though. Why will he be waiting for me? He mentioned that my presence saved and sustained him, but I haven't even touched that canvas for so many years. He's deliberately concealing something. Look, I don't know what kind of idealized fantasy you have about me. It's not a fantasy. Whatever it is, I need to find a way to go back. You're telling me you've been waiting for me for a long time and that I'm your goddess or whatever, right? So why don't you do me a favor and tell me the way back home? If not, I might be inclined to look for someone else's help. There's no one like that here. Huh? No one here will be able to help you except for me. Well, that's fantastic news. What do I do now? Maybe he'll be more inclined to help me if I coax him a little. All right, let's be nice. I don't want to be mean to him. You don't seem like a bad guy. I am genuinely asking for your help. I've been striving towards my dream for so long, and I can't afford to miss this chance. If you know how I can return to where I come from, please tell me. You'll surely be disappointed when you hear it. I've been waiting for so long, but you want to leave so soon. I understand your disappointment, but this isn't where I belong. Come on, don't be so upset about it. Just pretend I never came here in the first place, if that helps you cope. No, anything but that. His cries catches me by surprise, a jarring cacophony against the backdrop of our surroundings. His features twist into a visage both chilling and erratic. That doesn't seem like a good sign. I'll send you back if I must, but I will not erase this memory, not until I draw my last breath. You're really gonna tell me how to get back? Yes, it seems I must. This is quite the delightful encounter. The villain of the painting with our lovely little creator. Who? Do not be alarmed. We are merely here to save you from the evil clutches of this one-winged beast. The heroes are at your service, Lottie. Ooh. Enigmatic. As the enigmatic figure makes his announcement, the forest erupts with a discordant chorus of snapping branches. Wait, did he just say, how do you know my name? What is happening? Oh my god. An unfamiliar figure bounds forward, a sly smirk playing on his lips as his crimson locks rebel with the breeze. The glint of his brass knuckles catches my eyes as he draws closer. Oh, I love him too! Haha, can't believe you beat me. You must have had a secret route I wasn't aware of. The brawn of the team should be standing in front of his lordship, else how would I benefit from your support? Lordship? Is the blonde person perhaps the leader of the group? As if you ever heed instructions in the first place. Your sole talent is combat. You are remarkably incompetent at everything else. Aw, come on, I'm here now, aren't I? Then, would you care to elaborate on what became of your so-called early planning that was intended to prevent Lottie from enduring the inconvenience of idly waiting around? Even the dreaded villain arrived before you. The newcomer clicks his tongue in disappointment. And the dreaded villain also arrived before you did, spares the hypocrisy, your lordship. Then he peers down at me from behind his tinted glasses. I was looking forward to dramatically unleashing my chasm for our one and only Lottie. Now all that life force has gone to waste. Another unfamiliar word. Who are these people anyway? They don't have wings like the first pixie I met, but at the same time, their ears appear inhuman. A body modification, or sow's ear, perhaps? Perhaps it's for the best. An older gentleman steps out, his hair streaked with silver. He holds an intricately carved smoking pipe in his hand. Its long mouthpiece adds an extra layer of sophistication. A tranquil hush befalls the two newcomers as they pivot towards him. His gaze sweeps across the space, lingering briefly on each face before alighting on mine. He releases a puff of smoke as a playful glimmer dances in his eyes. Who wouldn't want to overwhelm our beloved Lottie with their antics right from the start? It's her first foray into this realm, after all. No need for the lecture, you geezer. I could recognize her blood all the way from my domain. It has quite the peculiar aroma. If I wanted to have my share of fun, I could have swept her up long before— No, wait a minute. Your constant blabbering doesn't match your actions, Yulin. Ooh, I like the stitching, hold on. A short figure emerges seemingly out of nowhere. Leaves and twigs cling to the rips in his tightly fitted clothing. though not for long, as he swiftly brushes them away. Was he lurking behind the trees? His attire seems to be designed for camouflage. Ugh. Got a bone to pick, you green runt? Me? However, his outfit seems to be for decoration only, for his dramatic gestures and booming voice are anything but subtle. Yulin doesn't seem fazed by the rude remark. Instead, he responds with a boyish smirk, as if he's accustomed to such jabs. In an instant, the green runt points a finger directly towards me, punctuating the gesture with a snort of derision. Even the human over there would agree that wild dogs like you are better suited to chewing on bones. You like that, wouldn't you? Yulin huffs out a laugh, a sound that manages to convey both self-derision and contempt simultaneously. A wild dog? Well, dogs are quite charming, aren't they? I wouldn't mind turning into one if it meant winning the heart of our main character. It'd be quite the testament to my capabilities, don't you think? In fact, why don't we bet on that? Though, I wouldn't pin my hopes on the defeat of the legendary. Spare us the showmanship, Yulin. The older man casts a pitying gaze towards the other two. Though his weathered exterior appears intimidating, his expression is softened by the wisp of smoke curling from his pipe. You're late, Mirka. Then again, I suppose it's forgivable, considering we all missed out on the reward of the first meeting. Nevertheless, I'll reprimand you later for your discourteous behavior. Mirka throws his arms up in exasperation, cutting across his companion with a deep, dramatic sigh. Why the hell would I listen to the decrepit old fossil like you? You're so close to biting the dust. You might as well start practicing your decomposition routine. Keep your orders to yourself, will ya? The older so-called pixie remains stoic, appearing unperturbed by the onslaught of mockery. Nevertheless, his hands betray a subtle twitch, and the throbbing nerve pulsating upon his temple signals his silenced agitation. It seems that Yulin too senses the tension in the air. However, he opts to heighten the tension instead of diffusing it by theoretically blowing a gust of wind towards the older gentleman. He must have quite the lung capacity, for the southern blast causes a ripple to run through the older member's purple and gray peppered hair, puffing it up to an expressive degree. Done having fun, you two? It might be prudent to extend them some leniency on this occasion, Adonis. We must consider the arduous task they face in preserving self-restraint while in the presence of their very creator. The suggestion seems to soothe Adonis. He relaxes his tense shoulders and, with visible effort, reins in his voice before speaking in a calm, stern tone. It's not just about punishment, Helios. First impressions matter. These youngsters should know better. What matters is that I set my sights on the human first, and I'd rather be by her side before the spineless villain fills her head with. Are you picking fights again, dearest? Hello, Rosario! Hello! A pink-haired figure twirls his hair as he confidently struts into the scene. His demeanor is seemingly gentle, though his words cut with precision. Each syllable he enunciates carries a deliberate drawl, giving his speech a sibilant quality. Oh, look who's slithering in, making quite the dramatic entrance, aren't you? Befitting a pixie of my stature, of course. I morphed into my most alluring form for my one and only mistress. Thus, it's only fitting that I reveal myself at just the right moment. Speaking of which, I'm quite upset you decided to stir up trouble so early on, dearest. The reprimand appears to be directed at Mirka, who visibly wilts under its weight, a stark contrast to his prior bravado. What are you talking about? This dog is just going on his regular tangent and the dusty... I'm sure they simply wanted to bask in the happiness of seeing our one and only mistress with all the heroes present. Yet, you of all pixies should understand the importance of sharing and caring the best. Why does this remind me of grade school? Indeed, Rosario. Our aim is to triumph over our vices. not succumb to them like certain gluttonous pixie. Ugh, pardon the slip of my tongue. We must not emulate the path of the villain. Would you not all agree? The other members shake their head in unison, earnest in their commitment to the hero-villain narrative. They bear an uncanny resemblance to the happy heroes I painted, but their demeanor is far from what I had envisioned. Then again, if my theory is correct, there should be one more character, our blue pixie. Kai is also present. Whoa. A sixth figure silently materializes. His face is draped in a dark pattern veil that sways gently with the breeze. A fly in the wall as always. You really gave her a good fright. Oh, it's fine, Kai. I'm not that scared, I promise. Unlike the others, who visibly assert themselves, he effortlessly blends into the background, paying little heed to the figures around him. It appears that the entirety of our company has now assembled. It is time to put our plan into motion and save our lovely little creator. These pixies are suddenly planning to save me after bickering amongst themselves for the last few minutes. What sort of absurd narrative is this? Am I dreaming? For some reason, I can't shake the sense of detachment from the unfolding scene. It feels like I'm merely a distant observer of the scene, although I'm physically in the center of it. Look at her confused face. If you keep looking so dumbfounded, I might just have to eat you up. Eat me up? Feel free to dismiss his ramblings. Instead, you can rely on this old man to make your stay enjoyable. I have quite a few tricks up my sleeve. They surely keep you entertained. They certainly exude a warm aura, but that's not my priority here. If this truly is the world of the painting, like the Nameless Pixie mentioned, then my lack of knowledge is a severe disadvantage. I'll have to decline that offer. Instead, do any of you know how I can get back home? You see, I have to attend my graduation party and... Oi, are you acting stupid on purpose? I swear I'm not. Excuse me? Or are you just attention-seeking type? Huh? What the hell is his problem? His provocative grin seems to demand a response, but I find myself speechless in the face of his audacity. Nevertheless, an assertive voice intervenes moments later. Dearest. The pink-haired figure's words seem to weigh heavily on Mirka. He audibly gulps, his Adam apple bobbing. We should be grateful for even an iota of our maker's attention. She is curious about our world, so it's only right to respond with kindness. The pink-haired figure greases me with a quick, teasing wink, yet I merely sigh in response. Did he really need to intervene on my behalf? I think he kinda had to. His actions was likely meant to be a gesture of camaraderie, but I nevertheless hesitate to trust him, due to the unfamiliarity of our circumstances. As if sensing my skepticism, the supposed leader of the group steps forward. His eyes crease in a friendly manner as he raises one of his hands, prompting everyone's attention. Indeed, the creator is the most benevolent of them all. She is the generous giver and the kind receiver. She'll share her happiness and take our sorrow for herself. I didn't say all that though. Those citizens seem familiar somehow. Hence, we are duty-bound to rescue her from the clutches of the villain before his corruption taints her life force. It is our responsibility to properly maintain the essence of the realm within the painting. Is that so? I was wondering where the sudden stench of blood in the air came from. It would make sense for it to be from our supposed one-winged beast. Isn't that right, your lordship? Is there anything else you wish to add? No, nothing at all, of course. It's just that the smell is so intermixed with her SS that I even wasn't sure who it belonged to. Huh? Is he saying I smell bad? Perhaps it's the lingering scent of formaldehyde from the cleaning up my dorm earlier. My white coat has the customary aroma of the hospital disinfectant and antiseptics. But it's still rude to say it out loud like that. But it couldn't possibly be coming from one of our... Oh dear lord. But it couldn't possibly be coming from one of us or our esteemed creator. Indeed. Enough. Silent, thick, and suffocating, envelops us like a sinister fog. He's been quiet all this while that I didn't even register his presence beside me. You despicable embodiments of the sin. How dare you flaunt your nauseating excess in front of my goddess? A low-pitched growl escapes the man's lips, sending tendrils of dread down my spine. The hairs on the back of my neck stand straight. The silence continues, brought only by the faint whispering of the wind and the ragged breaths of the figure beside me. I anxiously shift in place, prompting the Nameless Pixie to cast me a sidelong glance. A furrow etches deep lines into his brow, like a jagged crevice carved into stone. It's the first time I've seen such a ghastly expression on his face since our particular meeting. You of all pixies. Helios glares in the direction of the figure next to me, his eyes flashing with contempt. Dare to address us that way? Your ostensible goddess does not belong to only you. So you still dare to speak. It appears that expecting a modicum of intelligence from the villain of this painting is beyond the realm of possibilities. You seem to have a death wish. Do you want me to kill you? Although he phrases his threat like a question, the Nameless Pixie's tone resonates with an unsettling certainty. The initial gloss in his eyes wanes, replaced by a cold, disdainful stare. He crosses his arm. The gesture is not one of apprehension, but rather of measured evaluation, as he sizes up his opponents. This is a joke, right? There's no response to my questions as the two figures engage in a silent standoff. The Nameless Pixie's hands betrays the agitation, twitching with breathless energy, poised on the verge of action, yet it's Helios who breaks the stalemate. Disregarding the previous threats leveled toward him by the Nameless Pixie, Helios confidently strides towards us. Despite the tense situation, his demeanor is serene, almost unnaturally so. It's as if nothing could perturb him, as if the world itself would bow to his will if he commanded to do so. However, Helios's advance is abruptly halted. The Nameless Pixie at my side springs into action, positioning himself as a barrier between the group of heroes and me. I scan the other members, hoping one of them will step in, but none seem interested. Yulin and Adonis are bantering amongst themselves, while Rosario and Mirka are sharing a hushed conversation. Kai, too, offers no assistance as he tucks himself away in a corner. Are they confident Helios can handle this on his own, or simply indifferent to the outcome? Nevertheless, the Nameless Pixie remains seemingly unaffected despite the daunting odds. His stance mirrors that of a resolute shield as he stands guard with unwavering determination. Resorting to violence, as is your habit. As you can see, Lottie, this is why the heroes must vanquish the big bad villain. Do not dare speak her name. You are unworthy of it. With a clenched jaw and steely gaze, the Nameless Pixie's voice cuts through the air like a sharp blade, commanding with the chilling authority that brooks no disobedience. His tone gritty and unforgiving leaves no room for negotiation. I hesitate to intervene, uncertain of their motives and wary of the rising tension. However, my focus shifts as Helios' demeanor becomes more relaxed. Suddenly, he's glowing? No, not a glow. Instead, it appears like a golden mist. The radiant golden mist gradually engulfs Helios as he closes his eyes, swirling into a coalesces around his outstretched hand. The energy within the turbulent mist churns erratically until it solidifies, transforming before my very own eyes. Like witnessing an artist's hand bring life to a canvas, the mist takes shape, each detail etched with precision as a sketch into existence. With a furrowed brow and an air of intense concentration, Helios guides the transformation, coaxing the mist to conform to his will. The object in his hand begins to thicken and take on hues of vibrant color. The transformation reaches its end as Helios opens his eyes. A golden rope now rests in his hands, its presence exuding an aura of mystique and authority. What the hell is going on? Is this magic? How did you make that out of thin air? It can't get any crazier than this. Wings? There the wings go, okay. Am I hallucinating? So these heroes really were pixies. As expected SS of the painting is the only thing you can rely on. I'm too distracted by the wings to heed the remark of the pixie in front of me. There they were, unveiled for all to see, adorned with exquisite, translucent scales, glistening and dancing in the light, their elegant contours commanding my gaze. I wish I could observe them up close. So beautiful. My goddess, how could you say such a thing? Sorry for speaking my mind, man. It kind of just popped up. The Nameless Pixie turned towards me, his features frozen in disbelief. In contrast, Helios reacts with a knowing grin, his expression bearing an air of satisfaction. I focus my gaze on Helios and squint to better observe his wings. If only I could get close enough to snag a sample. I don't think that's what you should be worried about right now, but okay. I haven't read about this type of genetic modification. What would the membrane look like under a light, or better yet, an electron scanning microscope? A creator is quite curious, is she not? Whoa. I jolt with surprise as the unexpected voice resonates in my ears, realizing only then that the distance between Helios and I had markedly decreased. I cast a quick glance backward, only to see the Nameless Pixie rooted to a spot in a state of shock and disbelief. I'm so sorry, I still love you. How exquisitely delightful it is to bear witness to your emancipation from the furious group of villainy, entirely of your own volition. Do not fret. We are more than willing to indulge the depths of your intellectual curiosity. So, you can tell me how I can get back home? Do not allow yourself to be deceived by their outward appearances. I beg of you, please return to my side. We can certainly assist you, Lottie. It is only a simple matter of manipulating the necessary essence, the life force of this painting, to return to your world. Can this really be my way out? Don't trust his treacherous words, my goddess. My focus shifts to Helios, and a familiar wave of golden mist swirls around his mouth, gradually drifting toward the rope nestled in his hand. The heroes would be undeserving of their esteemed efforts if they could not oblige the earnest wish of their lovely little creator. Of course! He conjured an object out of thin air. Surely he can help me return home. Why didn't I think of that before? I'm having some doubts with the way the tone, like the song, kind of changed a bit. His valor is far too clipped and turned to make such declarations. I must admit, I can't ignore the desperate timbre in the Nameless Pixie's voice. He sounds really hurt each time he cries out from behind me. No, this isn't the time for hesitation. I can't just get attached to him because he's the first person I met in this realm. The heroes appear friendlier and, if Helios's flashy display is any indication, more likely to understand how I arrived into this world of painting. Sticking with them seems like the better choice. I don't want to leave him though. All right, Helios. I'll trust you. I'll trust you'll take care of me. Oh, please. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. No, this can't be. Please, don't make me do this. Wait, what are you about to do? Hold on. You persist despite having been unequivocally rejected. Helios lets out a low chuckle. We will not hesitate to use force to cleanse this area of your wretched presence, if it proves necessary. While tarnishing Lottie's esteemed vision with the spillage of your rancid, tainted blood would be utterly disgraceful. Before Helios can finish his sentence, the pixie behind me lunges forward. His movements are so predatory and swift that a gust of wind slips past my face. Oh, he about to murder Helios! As he rushes past me, I catch a whiff of petrichor. The scent lingers in the air as I blink and slowly comprehend his back facing towards me. What the hell are you doing? Stop it! However, the Nameless Pixie ignores my sharp protests. Oh, holy shit! Holy shit, wait a minute! Ha! You're as inclined to violence as always, and so terribly predictable, always resorting to the same boorish methods, even in the presence of your ostensible goddess. Helios mockingly berates the Nameless Pixie with a calm smile. His relaxed demeanor is peculiar, given the turbulent situation. Even stranger, he makes no move to use his rope and subdue his attacker. Ensnared by the neck, Helios remains still, suspended in the air. The Nameless Pixie has hoisted him high, like a trophy displayed for all to see. His grip around Helios' neck tightens incriminately in the following moments, reinforcing his victory. I can't help but be astonished by the sight. How could one contort another's neck so brutally? Is this all happening because of my decision? My goddess, you're beyond worrying about this heap of flesh. This embodiment of sin must know its place. I won't tolerate its disrespect towards you. Struggling to make sense of the pixie before me, I redirect my attention towards Helios. Why? Why are you smiling? However, Helios ignores my whispered question and addresses his adversary instead. Do you sincerely hold regard for her well-being? Or are you only looking to capture her for your own selfish and deranged designs? I'd kill for her. I sacrifice everything for her. The Nameless Pixie's jaw clenches with visible tension, each breath drawn with a sense of urgency, as his fingers curl into a vice-like grip around Helios' vulnerable neck. You say that you would sacrifice everything for her, yet you self-righteously ignore your goddess's desires. Did she not plead with you to cease this meaningless exchange of blows heretofore? Nevertheless, you stand here, disgracing all of us with your ceaseless savagery. I wouldn't dare demean my goddess like you. Alas, it appears that basic comprehension is beyond your grasp. Won't someone put a stop to this? I desperately begin to turn towards the other heroes, when a sudden grappling noise draws my attention back to the two before me. Despite the ashen hue spreading across his features, Helios remains eerily calm, his serene smile contrasting the Nameless Pixie's iron grip on his neck. Even as the pressure on his neck intensifies, Helios remains remarkably composed, his expression unchanging. The telltale marks encircling Helios' neck betray a different truth, a silent testament to the lingering strength of the Nameless Pixie's hold. It's a surreal sight, one that leaves me unsettled and unnerved. I need to put a stop to this. I can't just stand by. Straining with all of my might, I attempt to pry the Nameless Pixie's grip from Helios' neck, clawing and scratching in a desperate bid to weaken his clasp. But my efforts prove futile in the face of his ironclad hold. I shift focus and try to force his arm away instead, yet they remain as unyielding as solid stone, and this related to the element they kept calling Ehas? Essas? Essas? I don't even know how to properly say that. Essas. Essas. I think it's Essas. Is this the same power that allowed Helios to manifest his rope out of thin air? Or can his strength be attributed to his muscular physique? I frantically rack my brain for an explanation or any semblance of a way to stop him, but my efforts prove fruitless. If only I had a weapon. I mutter the realization under my breath and close my eyes in a vain attempt to calm myself. My hands fumble in my pocket as I try to envision the shape of a possible weapon hidden within my lab coat. I desperately try to think of a way to immobilize him without endangering Helios. It could be a muscle relaxant, perhaps even a sedative or anesthetic, anything to weaken him. A thought surfaces as I search through my memories. I seen an outdated propofol injection while cleaning up my dorm. If only I had it with me now. The dosage would be 1.5 to 2.5 mg per kg of his body weight, administering at a rate of 20 to 40 milligrams every 10 seconds. But since he's a pixies, these measurements may not apply. I'll have to leave it up to luck. Even if it only loosened his grip for a mere second, that will be enough for me to snatch Helios away. Though I never administered one during my hospital rotations, I had brought a sample back to my dorm for practice. If only I had put it in my pocket earlier, then I wouldn't have to... Huh? Suddenly, a cylindrical shape fills my grip, its contours pressing against the fabric within my lab coat pocket. This is... I discreetly raise the object out of my pocket, feeling its lightweight and plastic texture in my hand as a thrilling sensation courses through me. Isn't this the propofol injection I was just imagining? How did it get here? Ugh, never mind. This is my chance. Helios' hand hangs limply as if he passed out from the lack of circulation. His body resembles a marionette abandoned by its puppeteer. His tangled locks cascading over his features, obscuring his expression. I hope I'm not too late. With a wave of determination, I grab the pixie's bulging forearm. Pressing down on the plunger, I empty the barrel's liquid contents into his veins. What have you done? His accusation, laden with somber tone, hangs heavily in the air. He's trying to manipulate you, my goddess. Don't fall for his petty schemes. You mustn't save him. Those so-called heroes are simply waiting for the chance to attack you and... Now wait a minute! From where I'm standing, you're the only one hurting someone right now. He was going to lose his life if I hadn't intervened. Whether it's the weight of my words or the propofol onset, the pixie's grip loosens, and Helios claps to the ground with a muffled thud. My instinct drives me forward, but the pixie intercepts me, his hands firmly gripping my shoulders. His look of restrained concern wavers as his darkened eyes search mine, silently pleading for my trust. Please. In response, I raise the now empty injection as a makeshift defense tool. Its needle end is now bent, rendering it useless. However, it may still be enough to give an impression of a threat. You better stay away from me, or this is going to end badly for you. No, I don't want you to be afraid of me. Otherwise, there's no point to any of this. Then leave. With an incredulous expression etched across his face, he shoots me a despairing glance. His mouth is agape in disbelief, and his clenched jaw sours his features further. Leave before you cause any more trouble. After what feels like an eternity, the Nameless Pixie finally releases his grip on my shoulders, stepping back. I never thought it would come to this. He casts a final, lingering gaze in my direction. You won't hear from me again, my goddess. Wait, no, come back! You're so pretty! No! Why? Oh my god, I'm dying. No! The one I'm interested in, and he's gone. Then, as abruptly as he had appeared, his figure vanishes from sight, swallowed by the shadows of the surrounding forest. Can we chase after him? Chase after option? Is he really gone? There's no use dwelling on it. I turn my focus on Helios instead, swiftly assessing his condition. As expected, a grotesque strangulation mark disfigures his neck, its angry red hue contrasting starkly against his pallid skin. The area is inflamed, marked by clusters of crimson imprints where the most pressure had been the most severe. A raspy cough escapes Helios as he painstakingly lifts himself upright until his gaze is level with mine. You, Lottie, are a true hero. See, now I'm suspicious of everyone besides the Nameless Pixie. Another cough seizes Helios, prompting him to massage his tender neck with his hand before he continues to speak, his voice strained but sincere. I don't trust it. Who knows what may have occurred had it not been for your auspicious intervention. His words resonate with gratitude and admiration as he continues, his voice barely above a whisper. And don't strain yourself. Your throat is still sensitive right now. Though, why did no one else intervene in the first place? Consequences should befall those who instigate danger without carefully deliberating upon the prevailing situation. Acting on impulse is disgraceful for those who claim themselves to be leaders. It is only fitting that they receive due punishment. Even still. Besides, we have an understanding that, in the absence of any signal, interference is unwarranted. Hence, you must not reproach them for their inaction. Signal? Indeed, though we can discuss that later. It is quite fortunate that you found yourself in possession of that peculiar chemical tucked away in your pocket. Huh? Didn't he see me use the same power as him? I drew that injection into existence, didn't I? You would not happen to possess any additional hidden accoutrements now, would you? They could prove to be of immense value in any forthcoming joust with the villain. Nah, do you just want to know what kind of weapons I have to be prepared for it? Because I don't trust you. Now that I think about it, the glow and mist-like effects hadn't manifested around me, so it makes sense that he had no clue about it. Having an ace up my sleeve doesn't sound like a bad idea. It might be best to keep my ability to myself for now. Yes, thank you! I theoretically empty my pockets, revealing their emptiness to alleviate his doubts. Sadly, that was my one-shot plan. How unfortunate. Rest assured, this does not dampen our appreciation for your assistance today. As a token of gratitude, you are permitted to ask the pixies anything you desire. However, we implore you to exercise caution and refrain from delving into any sensitive matters. The villain may still be monitoring our actions. It is imperative we refrain from inadvertently divulging our secrets to him, particularly those pertaining to your return. Do you not know how to take me back home? That's what I'm assuming right now. Who should I approach? Ooh, okay. I'm interested in Yulin. That was like the first pixie I had my eyes on, so we'll talk with him and Adonis. I make my way toward the respective pixies. Their voices are loud and animated as they banter with each other. Adonis puffs out his chest before taking a leisure drag from his pipe. Meanwhile, Yulin, with his glasses perched precariously on the tip of his nose, lets out a hearty chuckle. His hands rest casually on the coat draped around Adonis' shoulder. Look at this geezer. You're absolutely beaming with pride, aren't you? Is it because you're next to your favorite pixie? Oh, hardly. In fact, I'm wondering how I can make you repay me for all the times I've graciously allowed you to have your fun in my domain, you uncouth brat. Whoa, wait! Which smoke are you blowing on today? Haven't I been paying you back by lending my precious tools? You also inconvenience me by dropping by my domain at ungodly hours just to check on your so-called precious tools. For a good reason. Do I need to bring up your track record again? Last time, you chipped the blade on Cloudy. A couple of months before that, you completely decimated the wooden handle on Sylvian, even though you know that I use him daily. I haven't forget about the poor old Zephyr Sr. either. He's been collecting dust in your domain for years. It's a good thing I still have my prototype pair Zephyr Jr., otherwise there'd be hell to pay. Always so possessive of your toys. Rest assured, I put them to good use. Cease your insistence whining if you want to stay on my good side, Yulin. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that your precious tools will come back in one piece. Come on! You wouldn't. I already have. Yulin's jaws hang open in feigned shock. His bushy eyebrows arch high and his pupils contract, resulting in a comically wide-eyed expression. I love that one right there. We draw hearts. Finally, as if he couldn't be any more dramatic, he pretends to dab at the corner of his eye with a mock sadness. Please, don't tell me you got them wet again. No comment. No comment, my ass. You can't just treat them like your own personal playthings. They're mine. Those two are in their own little world. Ahem. Mind if I get a word in? I have a few questions for you two. Sensing my annoyance, Yulin glances at me before continuing to banter with his comrade. He withdraws his hand from Adonis' shoulder and jabs an accusatory finger at him, his eyebrows knitting together in a fierce scowl. Look what you done, you geezer. Now Lottie's feeling all left out because of you. Yulin then whips his head towards me with such startling speed that I worry his neck might snap. Don't bum yourself out, Lottie. From now on, I'll make sure you're the star of the show. Yulin theatrically peers at me from above the rim of his orange-tinted glasses, a mischievous smirk tugging at the corners of his lips. Come on, Lottie. Let's head back to my domain. We'll have a blast, and then we can crash Adonis's big bat. Helios won't be pleased with that idea, I'm afraid. Nah. You know how much fun we can have when we gather for a feast. Besides, food always tastes better when there's a lively crowd to enjoy it with. Food? Were they talking about cooking tools or something? Are you guys chef or something? Is that what this is all about? Adonis pauses momentarily, his weathered fingers lifting the pipe to his lips. With a slow, deliberate drag, he inhales, his gaze fixed on me. A wry smile plays on his lips as he savors the moment, clearly relishing the sensation of the smoke swirling around him. Yes, of course. When you have a bunch of rowdy men like us, someone has to take charge in the kitchen. Well, I suppose it's a bit embarrassing for someone of my age to confess, but truth be told, I'm not as bright as I once was. Thus, I never seemed to find the energy to return Yulin's kitchen tools, much to his chagrin. So they were talking about cooking tools this whole time? I suppose that makes sense. I kind of don't trust that. See, now I'm suspicious of everyone. Though, I can't shake off the feeling that they're acting a little too relaxed given the circumstances. You two seem strangely relaxed considering your leader was just moments away from being choked to death. Do you always take such serious matters so lightly? The two pixies exchanged a curious glance with one another, their expressions devoid of any worry. In fact, they seemed to be amused by the situation. Positive thoughts, Lottie. What's done is done. It's not as if we can unchoke his lordship. Oh no. He brought it all on himself in the first place. Had his cake and wanted to gobble it down too. As Julian smirks in my directions, his fingers glide roughly over his assortment of silver necklaces. Each chain emits a low, metallic rasp with his hand's movement, a subtle distraction from the absurdity of his claims. I'm a bit miffed that you started thinking about another pixie when I'm here to entertain you. After all, I'm the magnificent 1 in a million. This brat. Hero at your service. I even give you a hint to what the S stands for. Drum roll, please. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it. Drum roll. Let's speed this up, shall we? Come on. I'm not keen on dragging this out any longer than necessary. Contrary to my expectations, Yulin's response is not one of disappointment. Rather, he lets out a low, appreciative whistle. You're one feisty fillet, ain't ya? Excuse me? I have to admit, it makes me quite thirsty for... Adonis strikes the red-haired pixie's forehead with the end of his smoking pipe, sending a puff of ash scattering into the air. Now, what did he mean by that last line? A faint vein throbs on Yulin's temple, revealing his irritation. Ouch, ouch, ouch! What the fucking hell is that for, you geezer? You're being a nuisance to our beloved Lottie. As our eyes meet, he flashes a wink. Naughty children should be punished. We're comrades with similar tastes. Why should you outrank me? I was thinking the same thing. Hey. That's not a very goddess-like thing to say. You gotta be mindful of all your subjects. No playing favorites. Your antics are too outlandish for me to take seriously. It's heartening to see you trust my judgment, my beloved Lottie. I wouldn't expect any less from you. Blind acceptance doesn't suit our goddess after all, especially if it comes wrapped in Yulin's infectious enthusiasm. By your logic, I shouldn't blindly accept your words either. You make a fair point, however. Save the monologue for later, geezer. Otherwise, I'm going to lose out on the bet I made with the green runt. I can practically taste the satisfaction of seeing his sensitive ass get hurt. Pray tell, how exactly do you plan to execute such a shallow scheme? You saw her reaction to that before, right? So, I guess there's only one thing left to do. What do you say? They exchange a look for a moment longer than necessary. Adonis straightens his posture, his chest rising as he lets out a long sigh. He cradles his smoking pipe with a sense of resignation, clearly offering Yulin the floor. I suppose I could entertain the youngster's ideas occasionally. Yay, we're on the same page then. Where do you two... Huh? Suddenly, a brilliant white flash of light engulfs my vision, momentarily disorienting me. I think rapidly as I wait for my sight to adjust. As the brightness fades, my bleary eyes slowly refocus, adjusting to the soft red and purple glow that surrounds the two figures standing before me. However, the magnificent wings sprouting from their backs are what truly capture my attention. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, considering I just recently saw the Nameless Pixie and Helios's wings. Yet, I can't help but marvel at the sight. Their wings are distinctly different from each other. Yulin's wings have a weathered texture, reminiscent of a beetle's shell, giving them a rugged and resilient appearance. In contrast, the older pixie wings resemble those of a moth or butterfly, with a delicate purple hue and intricate patterns that exude grandiosity and extravagance. Oh, what a delicious sight. She's giving me that look again. It takes me back to the early days in the painting, when I was the first pixie to absorb her fiery SS. I've been too lenient toward your antics. When did you scrounge up the courage to lie in front of our beloved Lottie? Yulin shrugs nonchalantly, his demeanor unapologetic. You know, that's the one thing I don't have patience for. Lying takes up too much of my precious chasm. I've heard the word before. Could it possibly be related to SS they keep mentioning? Doesn't it make more sense for the eldest pixie to be the first one to grace the canvas? Adonis, you should know better than me. Being number one is my forte. Always has been, always will be. It's just how my nature was painted. It's precisely why I bestowed upon myself the legendary title of SSS tier. Oh my god. But in this instance, it's the artist's choice, not yours, isn't it? Speaking of which, I'm sure our beloved Lottie has more pressing questions for us. Adonis whips up his smoking pipe towards me, encouraging me to take charge. Let's do... Tell me more about your purpose. Oh. Adonis observes through half-lidded eyes. When he realizes I'm serious, his entire body sags as he lets out a sigh. We're simply playing our roles as the heroes and villains of the painting. Unless you're specifically curious about this old man's purpose. Was there something you wanted to add, Yulin? Sorry. I was just caught off guard by what you said. We all know your only ambition is to keep sucking on that pipe of yours, trying to mask that stale breath? Well, damn, you didn't have to do him like that. Is it? Why are you being so secretive? It's no fun if I simply give away all of the answers. Despite his looks, he seems to be quite young at heart. I guess I didn't expect him to be so animated. How about I let you take a guess, beloved Lottie? Seriously? Making her do all the work? Classic old fart behavior. Anticipation makes for a greater thrill, does it not? But I suppose one must, at times, act swiftly to capitalize on certain opportunities. I can even give a demonstration of that principle right at this moment. Yeah, sure. Keep on puffing away. I ain't letting you get any closer to her, especially not with me here. Such an utter... Yulin waves his hand dismissively at his companion, his eyes rolling in defiance. Then, in a swift change of demeanor, he thrusts a curled hand towards me, offering a fist bump. Ooh, I can do a fist bump! Who needs that geezer's nagging when you can be the recipient of my SS tier? Before Yulin can finish speaking, however, Adonis calmly uses the bowl of his pipe to nudge the excited pixie's fist hand downwards. Didn't I just tell you not to spoil the reward? The same goes for sharing information about yourself, Yulin. Yulin seems unfazed by Adonis' stern tone, and his attention remains fixed on me. Ugh, I can't stand seeing the geezer trying to win you over, so I'll tell you about myself instead. After all, I was the first character you painted all those years ago. This uncouth brat. As evident by my status as the oldest pixie. Oh, come on. Just admit it, you geezer. I was the first. Who would even want to start with purple when red is so much more attention-grabbing? Red may catch the eye, but purple symbolizes power and ambition. I might gotta side with Adonis because purple is personally my favorite color. Though, to me, it's almost as if you're begging to be reprimanded once again. We both know you love me too much to do anything like that. Anyways, Lottie, I'm sure you can already guess the geezer's type of SS, but let me cut to the chase. The older pixie delivers another firm smack to the same spot on Yulin's forehead from earlier. This time, with significantly more force. That's enough from you, Yulin. The older pixie's voice is cold, his reprimanding tone reminiscent of my parents. He steps forward and authoritatively places his hand on Yulin's shoulder. I won't deny my favoritism towards you, Yulin. I tend to enjoy spoiling those under me, whether with compliments, material riches, or whatever their heart's desires. But your inconsiderate and childish antics are starting to sour my mood. I'll give you another chance to properly present yourself in front of the most pivotal figure in this painting. Ugh, fine. I don't want to get on your bad side either. especially since I have to collect Zephyr Sr. from his dusty throne at your place. Do put your best effort in exercising restraint. I will be compelled to intervene should you fail to do so. That's funny because I'm going to have to interrupt again, because I still haven't gotten an answer to my question. Why are you so insistent on not telling me the truth about your purpose? Heroes must keep a few secrets to maintain the people's trust. But people typically hide things because they've done something wrong, right? On the contrary, Yulin, people often keep secrets to shield others from harsh realities. Heroes, in particular, shoulder the burden of the truth to secure everyone else's peace. I'm sure our beloved Lottie agrees. You're considered a hero in your realm as well, aren't you? Well, kinda? What's your point? Suddenly, Adonis steps forward. I can feel his presence looming over me, the heat radiating from his pipe, and the tendrils of smoke curling around my face as he exhales a wave directly into my eyes. Okay, now that is very rude. That better have healing properties. Surprisingly, it doesn't burn, but the sensation is disorienting. I wonder. You see, people have a tendency to expose others' faults while burying their own, particularly when doing so allows for them to preserve their pride. They'll go to great lengths to obscure their true intention, going as far as to adopt a false persona completely at odds with their nature. But make no mistake, that facade doesn't alter their essence. Of course, that principle doesn't apply to us heroes. Our exteriors will always reflect our essence, despite the shifts within the essence of the painting. Our actions are guided by a sense of duty and responsibility to those we serve. Sometimes they require certain sacrifices on our part. What did you mean by sacrifice? Let us put aside the pleasantries for now. Furthermore, do not forget to retract your wings. Aw, I wanted to talk to them more. Squandering our precious essence on meaningless spectacles is beneath us. We must remain vigilant, otherwise we risk the one-winged beast catching us off guard once again. He does make a valid point, but won't this affect my plans to go back home? I've probably missed a double-digit amount of calls from my mom by now. She must be wondering how I could ruin such a once-in-a-lifetime event. Ooh, that's gonna hurt when we get back, isn't it? Who knows? Dad might have stormed into my dorm already. Will they be upset? Disappointed? Furious? As if reading my thoughts, Helios regards me with a subtle nod and annoying smile. Do not be alarmed, Lottie. You are free to seek refuge in one of our domains. We are more than willing to ensure your safety until we can return you to your home. Yulin? I might have to go with Yulin first. Helios' suggestion sounds more reasonable than wandering aimlessly and hoping to stumble upon a clue. I'm still hesitant about following them. But what if the Nameless Pixie really does show up again? His eerie reverence and sudden aggression were unsettling, to say the least, but that's best boy! Since I interfered with his fight last time, who knows if I'll be his target this time around? Did we not pay attention to how he spoke about us? He's not gonna attack us like that. Can I even use that power again to defend myself? Sticking with the others seems like the safer option, but will I be able to get home following these unfamiliar men? After all, I've barely exchanged words with most of them. As the heroes of this painting, we will not allow any harm to befall you. Thank you for that sentiment. Oh, he came back! He came back! You're not taking her anywhere. Please take me, sir. I turn my head towards the direction of the voice, and to my surprise, it's the Nameless Pixie. He gives me a playful smile and sends a kiss in my direction, and I catch that kiss with my arms and I treasure it for all time. Wait, why'd he do something like that? I tilt my head in confusion at his newfound mannerisms, wondering what could have prompted this change in behavior. I want to have my fair of fun with her first. Is that someone impersonating him? I don't trust it. Never mind. I don't want that kiss if someone's impersonating him. He confidently struts towards me. This is a difference in personality. The other pixies seem on edge, but none of them make a move just yet. They merely observe as the Nameless Pixie closes the distance between us, one step at a time. A musky and sweet perfume rolls off of him as he leans in and plants a swift kiss on my cheek. The uncharacteristic gesture catches me off guard, and I instinctively recoil. What the hell are you doing? Such a delightful reaction. Yeah, I don't trust it. I don't like this slander of my Nameless Pixie. I bring up a hand to my cheek in shock, feeling the lingering warmth from the unexpected contact, and instinctively try to wipe it away with my sleeve. Sauntering back into our midst right after your unequivocally rejection, you possess an admirable degree of audacity. What is the rationale behind your current display of grandiosity? As if anyone could reject me. Is that Rosario? Those who try are simply begging for my attention, and I happily pamper them in exchange for the SS. Helios raises one hand and is met with a summer-tinged slap from Yulin. Finally! It's time to use my ultimate punch. Oh, he's ready for a fight. Just give me a holler when it's all said and done. I've got better things to do than waste my time on this. I'll catch up with you at the spot later on. Hopefully, you'll have things wrapped up by then. If Helios won't give him a proper scolding later on, I will. Mirka is really pushing his luck today. Such a cowardly attitude is unacceptable for a hero, especially one of his age. Kai requests that you remain vigilant. Your path has been set by this sequence of events. Staying on guard won't do you any good. So, where is Rosario, right? Because, suspicions. None of you could lay a finger on me with that minuscule amount of SS you keep flaunting about anyway. A cold but comforting hand rests on my shoulder, and I peer back to see Kai gazing downwards towards me. If you plan to survive, you must keep your emotions shrouded in a veil. With a weightless touch, he delicately drapes a white lace veil over my face, its intricately patterned corners brushing against my skin. Hey, take this off me. I can't see a thing. Kai is trying to aid you. Otherwise, your return will be doomed. This isn't going to... It's time for you all to sing for me. Suddenly, I feel a sharp impact on my stomach. Who the hell punched me? Sparks fly before my eyes as an intense wave of pain threatens to overwhelm me. Despite my urge to scream, only a pathetic groan escapes my parched throat. Can you feel my love for you? Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it. Get away from me. It seems your body hasn't quite reached its breaking point. The other pixies are experts at rough play, you know? Looks like you got some catching up to do. Everything is getting fuzzy. It's hot. It hurts so much. My attention begins to fix on the scorching sensation racing through my veins, causing the surrounding cacophony of sound to seep into the background. I feel my muscles lock in place, I am utterly immobilized. There's no way for me to run away. It hurts so much. Summoning every ounce of willpower I have remaining, I avoid emptying the contents of my stomach then and there. Am I going to make it out of here alive? How about the others? Are they fighting against the Nameless Pixie? Or are they all standing on the sidelines again? Yet, before I can steel myself against the pain and mind-numbing question, a rough hand seizes me. A familiar booming voice echoes in my ear, accompanied by the clinking of metal accessories. Try to keep up, you punk. They don't call me the #1 speedster for nothing. Be careful, Yulin. We have to get away. What is that supposed to be? What are you... Fighting with him is only to endanger Lottie. I don't see. Now I'm trusting these pixies less and less. This is too suspicious of a scene. Run as will and his SS will all be mine. What is he saying? I can't. I'll reclaim my songbird, no matter what. That's the last thing I remembered before I black out. You're kidding, right? A persistent buzzing in my ears pulls me from the void. Through bleary eyes, I see two familiar figures looming over me. Mom? Dad? Do you know how many times I've called you? Why aren't you picking up your phone? Though their expressions remain inscrutable, my mom's voice quivers with a strain of suppressed tears, as if she's barely holding herself together. I thought sending you off to university will help you grow up, but it looks like I'm mistaken. Now you don't even respect your mom enough to answer her calls, as if her one-sided interrogation wasn't enough. My dad's booming voice joins as well. His posture is as rigid as his stern and relentless tone. Where the hell were you? We went all the way to your dorm, and what did we find? The door locked tight. Our spare key, useless. Do you have any idea how much I showed out to change those locks? All for your sake. Yet you still went ahead and did something unnecessary. Don't even get me started on the state of your room. I told you countless times to keep it tidy and finish your work on time. But no, you always leave everything until the last minute. Like I always tell you, the only reason you even made it this far is because of my hard work. Otherwise, you're completely incompetent, unable to even clean your own room. I open my mouth, ready to push back against their accusations, but no words emerge. It's a familiar sensation, the stifling of my voice. My shoulders tighten. I hunch forward as their words press down on me. After all, what else did I expect? To think you kept that damn thing with you all this time. I've been preparing for your commencement ceremony for so long. Do you want to take it away from me? Is that it? I knew we should have burned that painting long ago. At least she was sensible enough to never touch it again. I really believe she turned over a new leaf. That's right, she increased her study hours, stopped going out, even severed ties with those useless friends who kept dragging her down, making her waste precious time. Oh, yeah. Not a big fan of these parents at all. Mom, Dad, are you... We were proud of you, dearest. You were? We had high hopes for your future. Medical school, residency, and most definitely a subspecialty. Everything we've done, from the heaps of books we bought to the extra lessons we sent you to, it's all because we want the very best for you. It's how we express our love. I do not want this love. You can take it back. Keep it for yourself. You only need to be a good child and repay us by following the path we set for you. Will everything be okay if I listen to you? It always has been that way, hasn't it? The reason you find yourself in this predicament right now is because you blatantly disobeyed us and insisted on bringing that piece of garbage along. To top it all off, you decide to continue painting it on the most important day of your life. We know best, and if you dare defy us, you'll never amount to anything. His words hit me like a ton of bricks, the daunting ultimatum leaving me to grapple with a multitude of questions. What should I do now? I never imagined anything like this would happen. I was supposed to attend graduation, make my parents proud, and move forward. So why did I ever pick up that unfinished canvas? Why did I pick up my tools and try to finish those childish sketches? Why did I get trapped in this world? Why am I getting attacked for no good reason? Do I listen to the pixies? Do I search for clues on my own? Do I confront the villain? Why? Oh yeah, we're going through it right now. This actually hurts. Oh my god. I don't know what to do. I can't control anything anymore, damn it. What do I do? Someone, anyone, show me the key to the door. I just want to go back home. Back to where I belong. You need to, otherwise you will. Understood? Wait, what did you say? I couldn't. Listen well, the rest is up to you. And if you can't, your words, I can't hear anything. If you can't follow our instructions, there's no need for you to come back. What? In this nightmare, oh my god, I'm getting so much anxiety. Jesus Christ, end this for me. Slowly, my vision begins to blur. The edges of my surroundings blend into a disoriented haze. I can't make out the figures before me anymore. I wonder what they said. Oh, where am I? Ugh, my head is throbbing. Kai is relieved to see you awake. As I gradually regain my senses, the listless hand hovering over me starts drawing back in a sluggish, almost mechanical movement. Are you feeling any better? Kai has been keeping watch over you. It seemed like you were having a nightmare. What are we doing here? We are in another fragment of the painting, but we cannot linger here much longer, lest the wound on your stomach festers beyond repair. My attention is swiftly drawn downwards, my eyes widening in shock at the sight of the massive wound lurking beneath my clothes. I tentatively extend my hand, fingers trembling as they make contact with the tender flesh. Kai urges you to be careful. His warning arrives mere seconds too late. A sharp jolt of pain shoots through me like lightning, causing me to recoil with an involuntarily wince. Ugh. Such a predicament. In light of your condition, it will be most advantageous for you to select one pixie as your companion. You may then safely journey to their domain and receive the essential care your ailment requires. As I struggle to register Helios's words, slow waves of throbbing pulses emanate from the wound, urging me to make a swift decision. Hurry up and pick someone, human. The end result is going to be the same anyway. Ugh, that negative rancid SS is making me want to stitch my nose shut. It's even worse than a certain someone's perfume. Dearest, watch your tongue. Suspicious how Rosario was kind of missing from that scene where the Nameless Pixie was kind of different. I don't trust Rosario. Still pretty though. Our mistress is already in a considerable pain. Pressuring her into hastily making such an important decision is only going to... Let us cease this idle chatter at once. It is quite enough. And more important discussions must now take precedence. It is time to make your decision, Lottie. What do I do now? On one hand, the heroes assured me they'd lend a hand. Admittedly, their banter gets a bit odd at times, but it's nothing compared to the unsettling aura of the Nameless Pixie. That's best boy though! Perhaps sticking with the larger group is my best shot at making it through this unscathed. On the other hand, it was weird how none of them intervened when Helios was being choked by the Nameless Pixie. And during the second encounter, when he attacked me, they just taunted him back instead of attacking him. At least from what I could tell through that fucking veil covering my eyes. Maybe I should just try to find my way back home on my own. Ugh, I don't know anymore. Your choice is? Ooh, I want to confront, I need the Nameless, I need him, that's best boy. I want to confront the villain. Oh, you didn't like that answer, did ya? I know. I saw him choke you with my own eyes. One is utterly disappointed in your decision-making capabilities. Or lack thereof in this case. Bro, look, I have my reasons. Halo's expression morphs into a sneer. Showing your true self, are ya? It's just that I can't shake the feeling that something isn't right. I need to go back to him and figure out. Your actions are inconsequential now. Helios's voice cleaves through my explanation, each syllable laced with icy contempt. It is as if he could barely stomach the very idea of speaking with me. One should be compelled to resort to alternative methods to instill some semblance of reason within you. His look of disdain is akin to a cold, creeping mist, enveloping me in a chilling grip of fear. One harbors grander aspirations for your destiny, far beyond your current comprehension. Helios just raises his hands. It seems like a signal, and all of a sudden, the other pixies began circling around me. Well, I don't think I'm getting out of that situation. What's going on? What are they doing? Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that one. Their expressions twist and contort into grotesque visage. A swirling mist of vibrant colors begins to rise around me, tightening its grip with each passing moment like a suffocating shroud. My heart pounds in my ears, echoing the dread that envelops me. A chill runs down my spine, sending shiverings cascading through my body. Tingling sensations spread like wildfire, prickling my skin with icy needles. Their piercing gazes strip away all safety and comfort, leaving only raw fear. I can't stay here. I need to get away. Every fiber of my being urges me to flee and escape this nightmarish scene, but I am paralyzed, rooted by an overwhelming sense of dread. Invisible chains of apprehension binds me in place, rendering me immobile. Behold, the time has come to escort you to Eden. Your sanctuary awaits you. We must unveil a profound commitment to your love after all. Am I losing my mind? Why are they acting like this? What did he mean by... Spearhead our celebration, Yulin. You heard his lordship. I didn't want to do this to you, Lottie. The only thing I understand is... I've made the wrong choice. Just joking? Yeah, I thought you were. You'll enjoy the pain, I'll make sure of it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. My breath hitches, and I whip my head up towards Yulin, Yep, it's too late. Wait, I'm not a pain lover. I like dealing out pain though. The impact sends sparks flying before my eyes. The pain's so intense, it makes me want to scream. Yet, only pathetic rasp escapes my parched throat. Was he the one who punched me first? You bruise easily, don't you? Yeah? I can't wait to see you covered in my favorite color. Oh no! He steps closer, a cruel smile spreading across his face. From the first moment that I smelled that rancid blood of yours, I wanted to hurt you. Okay. He leans in, his voice laced with gleeful anticipation. Don't forget to unclench your jaw. It'll hurt more that way. A loud crack reverberates through the air, sharp and jarring. I collapse to my knees with a dull thud, clutching my leg in a desperate but futile attempt to contain the pain. It pulses through me, each new wave of agony leaving me breathless and trembling. Score 1 for me. I was half expecting my ultimate move to knock you out cold, but look at you, still standing. Or, well, sort of standing. I haven't had the chance to try it out on anyone yet, but then again, no one deserves to be the first recipient of this gift more than you. You deserve the very best we can offer. I'm getting so many mixed feelings from these pixies. Every nerve in my body screams in torment, my brain frantically trying to process the searing pain. This can't be happening to me. It's a lie. It has to be. I don't want to hear. I don't want to see. I don't want them to get any closer. It hurts. Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Nameless Pixie, please come save me. Whoa. Looks like someone's losing their mind at the party already. What did you expect? Yulin abruptly squats before me. He pulls uncomfortably close until our noses are almost touching, jolting me fully awake. He then grabs my chin, a smirk playing on his lips, and lets out a low whistle. You've made your choice, so we got to celebrate the moment, right? It's a celebration after all. Of course, it's fine if you resist too. It's more fun for me when you play hard to get. With the last of my strength, I defiantly spit straight at Yulin's face. It lands oblique partially on his cheek. Hell yeah! He wipes the spit away with a flick of his thumb. Then to my horror, he licks it off with a sickening grin. Yo, these guys are another level, and I'm kinda digging it right now. That's it. Rile me up even more. I need you to irritate me to the bone. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Oh, bro, they're so unhinged. Act stupid, do ridiculous things, and make a show of yourself. I want to see your jaw hit the floor so hard it cracks, your eyes bugging out like a ghost. You should be screaming for me. I will savor every last drop of your struggle. His grip on me tightens, and he pins me down with absurd strength. I struggle against him, but Yulin refuses to yet relent. My muscles strain against his grip as I gasp for breath. With each passing moment, the pain intensifies, threatening to overwhelm my senses and shatter my resolve. You're going to maul the human with those stupid knuckle toys of yours. It's not a toy, you green runt. You're going to make Zephyr Jr. upset. Whatever. I can't be bothered to give a shit. Just make sure you don't end up causing more damage than necessary. Last time I checked, we're only aiming to do her legs, not a full body makeover. Wait a minute. What to do? My chasm is telling me to leave a lasting impression on her. I need to demonstrate my passionate work ethic after all. If you have any brains left in that thick skull of yours, you should try using them. Now's the best time as any. Yulin's unyielding pressure drives me deeper into the forest. The jagged edges of broken twigs dig into my skin, adding to the torment. So we keep our hands intact. If we plan on, and draining, from our SS. I gasp for air, the taste of dirt and blood filling my mouth as the world spins and blurs around me. Stop it! It hurts! Seriously, shut it. Can't you see we're in the middle of something important? Hold on, man! Where is our nameless pixie? Summoning every ounce of air left in my lungs, my chest constricts painfully under the unyielding pressure as I unleash my fury. I'm going to fuck you all up. Now that's what I call enthusiasm. Keep those feisty threats coming. That kind of talk gets my blood pumping. Why all this reaching? You're not going anywhere. Let go of me. Looks like someone needs their mouth sewn shut. Counterpoint. No? We can't have you revealing our location with all that noise. Itching to use your powers, ain't ya? Your Hesla dat is practically covering the entire forest, you green runt. Before I can react, Merca hands shoot towards my mouth. There ain't no way! Threads of shimmering green light weave through the air, glinting with an eerie magical glow. I try to scream again, but the threads tighten. They pull my lips together with an unnatural force. Each stitch burns as the searing pain overwhelms my senses. Bro, MC is better than me. I would have passed the hell out after the first punch. Every movement of my lips is met with an agonizing resistance as the threads embed themselves deeper into my flesh. Tears blur my vision as the final stitch pulls tight, sealing my mouth completely. All I can manage is a muffled whimper. I find nothing as I raise my hand to touch my lips. Yet, inside my mouth, I feel the thread-like bonds. Every attempt to part my lips is met with a sharp, tearing pain, the threads digging in deeper, preventing any sound from escaping. The agony is unbearable, a searing torment that leaves me trembling and helpless. One's patience wears thin as one witnessed these barbaric actions. Preserver Essas is a paramount to our future endeavors after all. He inclines his head while casting a shadow of condensation over me. It is incumbent upon the leader to alleviate your suffering. Allow me to demonstrate the potency of one's hers. In a flourish of golden mist, Helios summons his familiar rope, deftly trolling it until it tightly is coiled around his hand. With a swift motion, he whips it towards me, causing me to flinch as the sharp edges slice through the air. The magical coil then envelops me, lifting my torso by some unseen force and compelling me to meet Helios's gaze. We must resist! We must resist! Unwilling to listen to his command, I attempt to close my eyes. However, immediately, the rope tightens around me, constricting my movements further and stopping me from blocking out his overbearing presence. The coarse fibers dig into my skin, each breath becoming a struggle as the pressure mounts. The rope seems to respond to my defiance, but I refuse to give him the satisfaction of seeing my fear. You shall come to recognize the depths of your despair one way or another. Do not deceive yourself into believing you are the shepherd guiding the flock. You are but a sheep, destined to serve us for as long as we see fit. I can feel my vision begin to fade. Waves of searing pain surge through me, each movement sending jolts of agony rippling through my body. How disappointing it is to witness your feeble physicality. Unleash your Goro, Adonis. We cannot have her succumb to unconsciousness. You spoiled the surprise, Helios. I hadn't planned on revealing the name of my Essas just yet. Did your speech just impertinently encroach upon the initial cadence of your leaders? One was not finished just yet. It appears my enthusiasm got the better of me. My SS has grown weary of the mundane routine of that infernal pipe. Suddenly, a wave of purple smoke billows from Adonis's mouth and envelops my eyes. I blink profusely to clear my vision, but the smoke persists, swirling around me like a sinister fog. No matter how hard I try to scream, my mouth remains stitched shut, the threads biting into my flesh with each attempted movement. I desperately rub the inner threads with my lips, only to be met with a searing, burning sensation. You're starting to break her down, I see. Rosario, fashionably late as always. The transformation took longer than expected, but now that I'm here, let the real show begin. Indeed, just in time to witness the climax. I've been waiting for this moment since the moment I laid eyes on her. Unstitch your mouth, won't you, dearest? Her expression is simply too delightful to be wasted in silence. Fine. I'm only doing this to keep the plan moving. Not because I'm indulging your idiotic whims. Definitely not. Mirka's fingers wrapped in a green mist brush against my lips, and a rush of air floods into my lungs. My body convulses with violent coughs as if thousands of needles pierce my throat with every breath. Nonetheless, I force myself to say, "Get away from me. Your disdain for us will soon vanish, just like your pain." I promise to make our little encounter enjoyable for the both of us. Stop this. Rosario begins to slither towards me. His forked tongue flicks out like a viper's, tasting the air. Then, with another flick of his tongue, he licks up the tears pooling at the corner of my eyes, savoring each drop with a delicious moan. Jesus! I've longed to hear you sing for me since the very first moment I saw you. My one and only songbird. My heart pounds in desperation. I look at the pixies with some feeble hope that perhaps, somehow, they might relent and release me from their torment. My gaze falls on. Bruh, none of these bastards! I want our pixie! Where is our nameless pixie? What am I doing? None of them would help me. A heavy silence blankets the assembly as Helio snaps his fingers. We stand at the apex of our celebratory revelry. Assume your positions. Girl, pass out. Just pass out. I'm done. I feel a familiar fabric gently resting on my face, its lace ends softly brushing against my skin. Suddenly, the pain in my body starts to ebb away, and the ropes twisted around me begin to loosen. What did you just... Kai must repeat. If you plan to survive, you must keep your emotions shrouded in a veil. This fabric will free you from the Pixie's SS, easing your pain. But be warned, it won't take them long to realize something is amiss. Build your powers once more if you seek to escape. Otherwise, you'll become one with the painting and lose all semblance of your existence. Is Kai helping us? Is that what's going on? What will you create? I'm anxious. I'm scared. I'm going to die. There's no way I can survive. I have no idea why their personality shifted so suddenly, but these pixies are going to kill me if I don't kill them first. Can I do it? I've never harmed anyone before. As a future doctor, my duty is to save lives. To heal, not to hurt. If I don't fight back, I won't survive. But if I do, I'll be betraying everything I stand for. Betray everything. Just go ahead. Take him out. Will I be able to live with myself if I cross this line? The weight of the situation bears down on me, reminiscent of the heavy and suffocating sterile drapes in an operating room. I think my old surgery kit back of the dorm. If only I had something small yet potent, a sharp item that could be used to threaten an attack without outright killing them. Come on, Lottie, think. Dissecting scissors, forceps. Then it hits me. A scalpel. The flat body of the instrument materializes in my mind. Its lightweight and sleek form balanced perfectly for small incisions. I picture the blade spine, the razor-sharp edges, and the notch where the blade fits snugly. Like I did with the propofol injection, I mimicked the shape of the scalpel on the inner fabric of my white coat, as though sketching with invisible ink. Then, with a steady hand, I grasped the conjured scalpel, feeling its cool metal against my skin. It worked! Now there's no room for hesitation, if I'm to have any chance of escaping this hellish nightmare. A surge of adrenaline courses through me. The veil's temporary relief from pain is of small comfort, but I know I must act swiftly before it wears off. It seems you have made your decision. Kai will now take off the veil. You must be prepared. As the fabric lifts from my face, the colorful fog swirling around the pixies assails my senses. My heart thuds loudly against my ribcage, a relentless drumbeat echoing in my ears. Waves of lightheadedness wash over me, leaving me dizzy and disoriented. Goosebumps erupt across my skin, each hair standing on end like the soldiers at attention. A suffocating sense of paralysis grips me, rendering me immobile, as if invisible chains bind me in place, powerless to move. I need to escape. I need to fight for my life. My fingertips go numb, but I force myself to move. The ground feels dull beneath me, and blades of grass cut into my skin with each move. I can't stay still. I have to keep going. Now would you look at this? Are you seriously trying to get away? Or are you intentionally trying to have me punish you? I only have one chance. Like a blind cat catching a dead mouse, you made this too easy on us, my beloved Lottie. I say it's rather disrespectful for you to waste your elder's time with such child's play. One single stroke. We should have done this from the very beginning. What? Hell yeah, that was you get. Who the hell blows smoke in someone's face? A small, reddish-black puddle forms beneath the pixie, a sight that is both familiar and alien, a color that couldn't be created with paint or any colored pencil. In the midst of it all, Adonis kneels desperately, one hand pressed against his face to hold back the blood pouring from his slashed eye. Oh, we got him in the eye too? His uncharacteristic and jarring scream pierces the air, producing a ripple of shock amongst the assembled pixies. His usually composed demeanor shatters, replaced by a primal howl of agony and fury. She really fucked you up, didn't she? I sure as hell did. Congrats on the fresh new look. Talk about irony. Blind cat catching a dead mouse, anyone? Oh, darling, what have you gotten yourself into? Such a shame about your eye, but I must say, it does add a certain allure to your appearance. They don't care at all! The display of Gil has surprised one's initial expectations. Concealing this weapon despite outwardly persisting bare pockets, a move of stout cunning, indeed. Did you perhaps use your Nameless to conjure? Suddenly, the sound of wood splintering perforates the air, commanding the immediate attention of all present. Is it him? Is it him? Yes! We cheer! We praise! It is him! Oh, thank God. I warned you. I'm so sorry I didn't listen to you. I still love you. Please protect me and help me and save me. I warned you, yet you still dare to harm my goddess. Even if you cling to your death wish, I won't spare you. Bro, take them out. Rip their spines out. Tear them limb from limb. It's you. The Nameless Pixie springs into action, placing himself as a barrier between me and the others. He raises one hand, preparing to strike, while the other acts as a shield. His eyes dart between the other pixies, focused and alert. Every wound, every cry of pain, every scar, I will ensure you pay dearly for them all. Every single one. Yulin. Anything for your lordship. No one step in. I want them all to myself. I hope you get your ass beat too. Let's make this a memorable one-on-one, shall we? Nothing to say, huh? I'll make sure your silence follows you to the grave. Ever since you beat me to meeting Lottie, I've been craving a minor payback. Luckily, you showed up just in time to be my new punching bag. Yulin lunges forward, his muscles tense like coiled springs. With a sharp intake of breath, he unleashes a punch, his fist slashing through the air with lethal precision and ferocity. In contrast, the Nameless Pixie stands firm and, akin to a granite pillar amidst the storm, takes a blow without faltering. Yulin's fist crashes into his torso with a thunderous boom. In the blink of an eye, the Nameless Pixie's hand shoots out, seizing Yulin's fist in a vice-like grip. Break his arm! Yes! Break his hand! Scarlet mist begins to ooze from Yulin's hand, and his eyes widen in sheer disbelief. The red-headed pixie recurls as a scorch, wrenching his hand away with a gasp. Ooh, someone's scared? Wait, is that how tall he is compared to Yulin? What were you trying to do with my chasm, huh? Why did you open your wings? Now he's going to use his... I need to go all out or else. Prepare yourself. Before Yulin can finish his declaration, the Nameless Pixie launches himself forward with a lethal intention. Yulin deftly sidesteps the pixie's attack and aims an undercut at him. The pixie maneuvers swiftly, throwing out his wing and using the momentum to execute a feint and a pivot. Yulin is caught off guard by the trick, allowing his rival to deliver a powerful roundhouse kick to his shin. Yulin staggers, thrown momentarily off balance. The Nameless Pixie capitalizes on the opening. His fist slices through the air like a blade in the whirlwind before connecting with Yulin's jaw, sending the red-headed pixie crashing to the ground. With predatory speed, he leaps to deliver a finishing blow, aiming a powerful kick at Yulin's defeated form. However, just as his boot descends, Kai intercepts the attack with a precise block. Kai insists that you leave. The effects of the veil would fade soon. Then, without giving the other pixies an opportunity to retaliate, the Nameless Pixie scoops me up like a sack and slings me over his shoulder. Ugh, I wasn't done with you yet. I think you're done, dude. With determined strides, he leaves the other pixies behind without a second glance. What are you doing here all of a sudden? You had already planned to confront me, didn't you? I'm simply speeding up the process. At least tell me where you're going. Shh. You're injured and losing too much energy as it is. For now, I just need you to trust me. Bro, I literally trust you with my life. so close your eyes. Or else, I'll close them for you. You can separate the art from the artisan, since the terrarium of crafts breathes life upon itself. Yet an artisan will always find themselves reeling back to the realm of arts, akin to the believer whose heart forever wishes to hear the divine voice of inspiration. All the songs have been written, and all the tales have been told. History repeats itself, and we continue our cycle of mindless creation. What use is it to paint, write, or make music when it's going to be a copy of one thing or another? Perhaps it is to wash away our sins, to paint the fiery strokes of wrath, the insatiable craving beyond our avarice, maybe even to emulate someone else's art in a fit of envy and vanity. One could certainly engage in the slothful desire of creating meaningless pieces, but that's an art in itself, isn't it? Whether it's for praise or punishment, or to be loved by all as a figure of gazing and lust. It is all contrapasso of what determines a hero and a villain, the interplay of light and shadow, the chiaroscuro of life. Now's the time to illuminate your world with shades known only to you. A world where heroes and villains wear colors that don't match their true nature. Will you find the key that leads to your fate? Or will you paint the lock and force the door yourself? Is that the end? No, wait, I need more for the Pixie, Nameless Pixie, please. I would like more content with my Nameless Pixie. Thank you for this art. I am truly blessed and so happy for it. Oh my god, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. A lot of big words. I'm not used to reading big words, but I like the little challenge. Definitely in the edit, when this is officially posted, it might look kind of chopped up because I definitely had to reread a few sentences like 2 to 3 times to figure out these big words, but I really liked it so far. Our heroes, quote unquote, they're so unhinged. I figured there was something off about them, honestly, but was not expecting the unhinged to just peak itself right there at the end and kind of just take over. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Our Nameless Pixie, I would love to know his name. That is best boy for me right now. He is my number one. I praise him. That is my Oshi. I love him so much. You just do not understand. Oh my god. I need more of him. I'm gonna think about this man and dream about this man for weeks on end. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. MC's parents, our parents are trash. It kind of makes me really appreciate my parents. My parents have been very supportive of all my decisions about my careers and stuff like that. I am very lucky as a person. I hope MC can somehow overcome the expectations from her parents. Definitely would like to see how that plays out. Would love to see a confrontation with the parents. That's probably like end-game things. But yes, that was the demo for Chromatic Agape. I have included the links to the itch.io and the Twitter in the description so you guys can check it out yourself, play yourself, and review it for yourself. So thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed your video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, what have you if you enjoyed my content and would like to see more. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Bye!